about alkyl group. In this session now, let us understand about IUPAC nomenclature based on the number of carbon atoms and the bonds which are being formed between the carbon atoms. Before getting to know more about that, let us understand why this IUPAC name came. The IUPAC name came because the hydrocarbons was having number of names. It was having so many names that the chemist could not remember. They found difficult to remember all the names which was given for maybe one or two hydrocarbons, for example. So there are so many hydrocarbons. If the one hydrocarbon is having many names, it is difficult to remember the many other hydrocarbons. Correct? So that was the reason that the chemist gave IUPAC name, that is the nomenclature of IUPAC. That means the rules were being framed to name the hydrocarbons. So then what is IUPAC here? IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. I repeat, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. That is what the IUPAC stands for. This IUPAC name was given, it is because it made easy for the hydrocarbons to name. Okay, there was certain rules which are being framed. According to those rules, that is the nomenclature, the IUPAC names was given for the hydrocarbons. Okay, now let us understand how these IUPAC names are given based on the number of atoms. Here we have the number of atoms. If there is one carbon, then it will be called as meth. If there is one carbon, it is called as meth and the name will be methane. If there is only one carbon in the hydrocarbon, then it is called as meth and it is called as methane. Suppose if there are two carbon atoms, then it is called as eth. Then the names will be ethane, ethene and ethyne. Suppose there are three carbon atoms, then it will be prop. Then it is called as propane, propene and propyne. Suppose if there are four carbon atoms, then where four carbon atoms? If there are four carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain, then it is called as but. That means it is butane, butene and butine. If there are five carbon atoms, then it is pent. It is called as pent. Then the names will be pentane, pentene and pentine. So this is how it continues. Suppose if it is 6 carbon, it is hex. Then it is hexane, hexene and hexine. Suppose if it is the 7th carbon, then it will be hept. So it will be heptane, heptene, heptine. Suppose if there are 8 carbons in a longest chain, then it is oct. Then it is octane, octene, octine. Suppose there are 9 carbons in a longest chain, it is none, nonene, nonene, nonine. Then if it is 10 carbon atom, dec, decane, decene, decine. So this is how the IUPAC nomenclature was given for the number of carbon atoms. If there is one carbon atom, then it is considered as meth and the compound will be called as methane. And if there are two carbon atoms, then it is called as eth and the compounds are named like this, that is ethane, ethene, ethyne. If there are three, that means 3 carbon atoms in the longest carbon chain, then it is prop. Then the compounds will be named as propane, propene, propyne. Suppose if there are 4 carbon atoms in the longest chain, then it is called as but, it is butane, butene, butine and so on. So this is how the IUPAC name was given based on the number of carbon atoms which are present in the longest carbon chain. So now let us talk about the nomenclature based on the bond type. So if we talk about the bond type, we have seen that there are various bonds that are being formed between the carbon and carbon atom. Right? So first thing, let us understand how the bonds are seen between the carbon and carbon atom. So we can see that there will be all single bonds between the carbon and carbon atom. Take an example, if there are all single bonds between the carbon and carbon atom, if there are all single bonds, then the indicator keyword will be ane. Because when I say that there is single bond between the carbon and carbon atom, they are the saturated hydrocarbons. That means they are the alkenes. Correct? So here the indicator keyword will be ane. Take an example for this. It may be ethane. Ethane belongs to the alkane group because eth is the second member. Okay, when I talk about nomenclature, I told if there are two carbon atoms, then we call it as eth. And for this eth, when ane is combined, for this eth, when ane is combined, it becomes ethane. So all single bonds, the key tool is ane and example ethane. We can also give another example that may be propane, butane, pentane and so on. Okay, if there is single bond between carbon and carbon atom, then it is ane. Okay, so next, if there is one double bond between carbon and carbon atom, if there is one double bond, okay, if there is one double bond between the carbon and carbon atom, then the indicator keyword or tool may be, it is ene. It is represented by ene. Then what might be the example for this? When I talked about all single bonds, it was ethane. Let me write now the example for ene is ethene. It is ethene. Okay? So, when I talk about one double bond between any two carbon atom, then the indicator keyword will be ene and the example for it is ethene. Okay? Now let me talk about one triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom. One triple bond. When I talk about one triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom, the indicator keyword may be ine. It may be the ine. Okay? So now the example for this is ethyne. The example is ethyne. So this is how the nomenclature is given based on the bonds which are being formed between the carbon and carbon atom. Firstly, we have understood the nomenclature based on the number of carbon atoms. As we have seen that if there is one carbon atom, we say meth, and if there are two carbon, eth, and followed by prop, but, pent, hex and so on. So that was all based on the number of carbon atoms. Secondly, the nomenclature is based on the bonds which are being formed between the carbon and carbon atom. So the bonds may be like this. It may be a single bond or maybe one double bond or one triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom. If there is single bond between all the carbon atoms, take an example, the carbon chain looks like this. Right? The carbon chain looks like this. There is no any double or triple bond. All are single bond between the carbon and carbon atom. Then the indicator tool will be ane because it is alkane group, and if there is one double bond between any two carbon atom. Here I have done so many carbon atoms, but I have done one double bond between two carbon atoms. Then we can call that indicator keyword as ene. And finally we have found that one triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom. Here also I have written a longest carbon chain, but I have written one triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom. Then the indicator keyword will be ine. So this is how IUPAC follow the rules to give the names for the hydrocarbons. So here we have learnt about the IUPAC nomenclature based on the number of carbon atoms as well as the bonds which are being formed between the carbon and carbon atom. In the next session, let us understand the functional groups as well as how to give the naming convention for the longest carbon chains when they get attached to any kind of substituent groups as well as the functional groups as well. I hope I would convey this concept in a better way for you children. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and share as much as possible. Thank you.